Good morning, guys. This morning I was just out here watering the greenhouse, and I figured I would give you guys a tour because you haven't really had a tour since Derek built this thing. And we're actually going to be redesigning this entire greenhouse. So I wanted to show you guys what it looks like before we do that, because we're gonna add a bunch of raised beds down here and basically take out everything except for the trees that are in here. So I've been working really hard the last 6 months. This is only 6 months that we've had this greenhouse for, so I've been working really hard. Most of the stuff that you see here is planted from seed except for the trees. But I did get like my banana trees and stuff just as little tiny babies, and I'll kind of give you guys an idea of where I get stuff from as well. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a tour. And it's real hot in here. So usually we have a fan going. It's up there if you can see it. But it's kind of loud, so I just didn't want to have it on during the whole video. But yeah, let's do this because it is hot in here. So over here is the east side of the greenhouse. As you know, the sun is rising over the mountains over here. So this side actually gets a lot of sun in the summer. We actually need to put a shade cloth up. But I have so many tomato plants. So I think I have like 16 tomato plants in this greenhouse. They were all grown from seeds. I get all of my seeds from rareseeds.com. And I also get, these are some grapes that, see how they got a little bit burnt? So I had to put them in the shade, but these are some grapes I got from Rare Seeds. And then these are actually some better looking grapes. So these ones are doing a lot better. But if you guys go on rareseeds.com website, in the springtime, they have baby plants that you can buy, and they're about this big. And that's where most of these plants come from. So like, these are ginger and turmeric plants. They were about this big when I got them. And even this massive mulberry tree I got last year from them. It was about 2 inches tall, and now it's almost 6 feet tall. So I just want to point that out because most of these plants are from Rare Seeds. I got them this year, except for that one was last year, the mulberry. And then this big fig right here, and some of the other figs we have were last year as well. So yeah, these are yellowneck figs. These are all blackberries, and these were tiny when we got them, and now they're huge, and they're only a couple months old. So it's just a really cheap way to get plants. This is actually a banana tree that's huge, and it won't actually grow outside, so I put it in this big pot because I think I might put it in our house. But I actually got this off Etsy. It's a Namwa banana, or not Namwa, it's an ice cream banana. And yeah, it's just growing like crazy. Every day this thing grows a new leaf basically. So we have that, and then these are all figs down here as well. These are all from Rare Seeds again. So figs are extremely resilient. We had two of these outside, and I thought that they died. So I was gonna replace them with a persimmon and an apple tree. And when I went to dig them up, they were actually still alive, and I destroyed the roots, but I put them in these 2 pots and they grew back like crazy. So figs are extremely resilient. This is actually a pawpaw tree. So it's like it's basically like a mango and a banana is what the fruit is like. So if you were to mix a mango and a banana together, that's what the fruit would taste like. And we have another one right here. These were just, again, little baby starter plants I got off Etsy. I just kind of go on Etsy and I'll look and see what kind of plants they have on there, and then I just buy them. So here is a mini Loa Tangelo. This guy's gonna go outside. He's actually not doing super good in here. And then we have a lime tree. We actually have a lime growing on here as well. There's one. This is actually a wild orange tree that I got off of Etsy, and it's growing really tall. And then these are some more baby plants that I got from Rare Seeds. So these are pomegranates, and they're getting really long, and like I need to repot them. And then this is a blueberry that's not doing very well. And then here's another blueberry, and we have another one over there. I also have just like a lot of random stuff growing in here. So this is some purple opal basil. And I have another one right here. And then you guys saw the grapes already. I'm just hanging on to these guys until our yard is done for our new house. Because I don't want to plant them the tiny house. And then these are, like I said, turmeric. And I have a ginger plant over there that I'll show you. Here is another banana. So once we do the raised beds, I think I'm gonna plant this guy in like the corner over there and just see what happens, see if he grows. This is actually an almond tree and more tomatoes. Just know that there's a lot of tomatoes in here. These are all plants that I just planted. There's like tons of stuff. So I did a lot of herbs. I did some Thai basil, lemongrass. I did a bunch of different kinds of mint. And then in these, I also just planted some new different kinds of tomatoes and peppers and squash. And down here, I've just been kind of experimenting. So I have a bunch of onions growing to see if they'll actually grow in these pots. And they're doing pretty well. And then these are little tomatoes that just kind of pop up off my other tomato plants. So I just like pull them out and put them in pots. And then I have a bunch of wildflowers growing. So these are all hyssop. And if you guys are ever in Arizona and you're driving down the freeway in the springtime, you'll see all these like very skinny red wildflowers everywhere. That's what these are. They also have a lavender hyssop. So yeah, this is the other side of the greenhouse. So what we plan on doing is making a raised bed that goes around the whole perimeter of it. And then we're gonna do a big raised bed in the middle as well. So all of this is gonna be gone in probably a week or so. These little guys are actually longan trees. If you guys have ever had longans, I had some longans that I got from Miami Fruit and I just decided to plant the seeds and then they grew. So I don't know, maybe we'll have some longans grown in here. And then this guy is actually a date palm that my neighbor Yvonne planted. It took like 3 months to sprout. And yeah, she has a few different sprouts. So we'll see how fast that guy grows. And then I just have some plants that I'm gonna be putting inside. Yvonne actually gave me this elephant plant. This is a kaffir lime tree. So if you guys have ever had Thai food, they use the kaffir limes in red curries and things like that. And they don't actually eat the limes because they taste terrible. They use them for cleaning because they're so horrible, but this plant smells so good. I'm gonna put it in a really nice pot and put it in our house. And then all of these are just more wildflowers that I have been growing. I have some beets that I was just doing a little experiment in these pots to see how big the beets will actually get. And then I have some lavender. This is more hyssop. Here's my little ginger bush. And I have a lot of moringa trees as well, which I'm just gonna plant in the raised beds because they will die here in the winter. They're like more of a tropical plant. And then the same thing with these. So these are all hibiscus that I grew from seed. And yeah, they won't survive outside. They are a tropical plant. So I'll have to plant these permanently in here. Or I think one of them I'm gonna put in the house. This one doesn't look too hot, but it's because I just repotted them the other day. And then here is this is a small mulberry that I got this year. So you guys saw how big that other one was that I got last year. That was 6 feet tall. This one is from this year. So it's already that big. And like I said, they're about 2 inches tall when you get them. And then this one is actually a papaya, which I'll plant permanently in here and hopefully it will grow some really nice papayas, but who knows. And then we have a kumquat tree. Kumquats are like one of my favorite fruits. This is a Meyer lemon tree. This is a really big fig. So this fig was from last year as well. Look how big it is. It's as tall as I am. So yeah, it's really convenient to get stuff from either Etsy or like Rare Seeds to get little starter plants. And then the last thing we have is just these 2 tomato plants that I just trimmed. They were so massive, I had to trim them because when they start to get really, really big, the fruits really suffer. So a lot of the energy has to go into the plant. So I've just been cutting off all these little like extra shoots that aren't producing anything. But I just cut probably like 50-60% off this plant. So yeah, that is our little greenhouse tour. I just wanted to give you guys a show of it because like I said, we are going to be changing things up a bit here in the next few weeks, and I wanted to show you guys how our current setup is. It just looks like this. So yeah, this setup has obviously been working pretty well for us. it's just kind of annoying to have everything in pots because it does limit how much they can grow. And I want to be able to grow tomatoes, zucchini, peppers, like squashes, cucumbers, stuff like that more year round in here. And I know that I will be able to. Anything that can self-pollinate, that is a self-pollinating plant, I basically want to be able to grow year round. So I've been growing tomatoes. We've had tomatoes for 5 months. I haven't had to buy tomatoes. And we get a couple of tomatoes every single day, but I want to have that same kind of setup with more varieties of things. So that's why we're gonna be doing the raised beds. But yeah, we just wanted to give you guys a little update. So yeah, I just did a bunch of gardening this morning, as you guys saw, and then I took a shower and changed because I got really dirty. And it's only 9 o'clock right now, so it's just a very random breakfast, but I feel like if you're craving something, just go ahead and eat it, you know? And I was eating just broccoli, not like for breakfast, but before my breakfast for a long time. And yeah, I'm really obsessed with broccoli. I have to keep these glasses on because I can't see you. If you guys watched my weight loss, friendly chat about weight loss video, I still feel like I had a lot of people that were really frustrated about losing weight. And one thing that has really helped me just in like general, in every part of my life, is realizing that whatever type of energy you're putting into something is the energy that you're gonna get back. So for example, with weight loss, if you're putting in a lot of frustrated, self-hatred, kind of non-acceptance energy of yourself, like if you're just so uncomfortable, if you're doing this because you don't like who you are, and say that you even go into a weight loss kind of mentality with the energy of that you feel like it's going to be really difficult, you're going to get that energy back. But if you go into something, you know, like I said, well educated, with good positive energy, because you're doing this because you love yourself, because you want to have a better life, a life where you feel comfortable, where you feel beautiful, where you feel confident, where you feel healthy, and you focus more on your health and really realizing that this is like a big journey. This is the rest of your life, really. I mean, it's not a diet. You can't go into, like, just give up dieting. Don't go into anything with the dieting mentality anymore, because the dieting industry is so negative. And I see all these ads where like these women are pinching the fat on their bellies and they're looking down and they're like all depressed, and then they go on this weight loss program, and then afterwards, you know, they feel great about themselves and they're smiling and stuff. It's just, I mean, that's not a way to approach something that's going to be lasting for a lifetime. And I really challenge you guys to try this out. Like, in everything in your life, I was watching, if you guys have ever heard of the Gem Goddess, I love her. Oh my gosh, don't get me started. But I was watching one of her videos the other day, and it was like the secret to the law of attraction. She made such a good point. She was talking about how whatever you're doing in your day, do it with passion. So a lot of times I feel like when we use the law of attraction, we're thinking about some future outcome that's going to make us feel amazing, or some future type of thing that's going to happen that is going to make us, you know, that we're excited about, or that's going to make us feel better about ourselves. But you really have to harness that energy and put it into everything that you do. I'll link her video down below, but she explains it better than I do. But just, I mean, if you're doing the dishes, if you're sitting in traffic, if you're at work, find any way that you can to make those little mundane parts of your day that you feel are meaningless and are just getting you from point A to point B so that you can survive. Try and make them just a little bit better. Whether you can just have a positive mindset about it, you know, you can feel gratitude for the fact that you have a car to sit in traffic, or that you live in such abundance, you have a great job, even if your job sucks that day. Just any way that you can find to make things better. That's why I'm always playing music and stuff, because it just really gets me in a higher vibration and it makes me feel really good. And I also feel like when we prepare food and when we're eating food, a really positive thing to do as well is to put a lot of love and like gratitude into that food as you're cooking it. Obviously, like, cooking for yourself is so much more beneficial than buying especially processed food, but even food from a restaurant, because you don't really know like what's going into that food, and even the energy of the person that's cooking it, right? They could be really frustrated and anxious, and some of you might think that's total BS, but all of that, like, whatever we put into something is what we're going to get back. And it's such a simple thing when you think about it, that if you're, you know, if it's that whole thing, if you guys have ever seen The Secret, where that woman wakes up in the morning, she stubs her toe, and then the whole day is just a nightmare because she had this energy that just kept propelling itself. You know, you wake up, you stub your toe, you're pissed off, then your toothbrush breaks and you run out of batteries, and you get in your car and you have no gas, and then you sit in traffic, and then you're late for work, and then your boss yells at you. Like, it's just this momentum that you get going. But if you can wake up and even feel for a few minutes just some sense of like gratitude for your home, for your family, for the health that you do have, the body that you do have, and if you really want to take this to the next level, the best thing that you could possibly do for your health and for your body is to truly appreciate and love yourself for where you are right now. If you can get to a place where you feel like, I don't need to change, I love myself for who I am, what I look like I love this physical vessel so much, in this moment, you are going to skyrocket. Like, you're gonna propel that energy so far, because when we feel like we need to change or somebody else needs to change, we just have these superficial standards, and it's coming from a place of societal standards or just our own standards that we have, and it's really a negative mindset when you think about it. If you walk down, you know, the road, everything, you feel like everything has to be so perfect, you know, like that's dirty and this doesn't look good. And what was I watching? I was watching some documentary on Gaia the other day, and I think it was Ram Dass. He was saying, you know, you go out in nature and you see trees that are disformed, and you see trees that are all different shapes and sizes, and you don't think like that tree isn't perfect, it needs to look like this other tree. You think, wow, look at this totally morphed, disformed tree, like it's beautiful the way that it grew like that. And I wish for everybody that we could see that in our everyday life and see the beauty in the things that are societally not seen as beautiful, right? So this is kind of my little rant for this morning. I highly recommend watching the Gem Goddesses video down below, because yeah, if you can put passion into everything that you're doing and love into everything that you're doing, and just enjoy every moment as much as you possibly can, no matter what that moment brings, you are going to create and attract back to you so many more experiences that make you feel that way, that make you feel passionate, enthusiastic, loving, kind, all those things. So I hope that that helped you guys in a tiny little way. Just try it. Just try it. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat my breakfast, my broccoli, tofu, and white rice. Oh yeah, I forgot that I put white rice on here. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this, and it's gonna be amazing. Just one thing I want to quickly mention is, yes, I drink a ton of water. I probably drink at least a gallon a day, because we live obviously in southern Arizona. It's very hot here and dry. I drink a lot of water, but when I wake up, I also drink 2 of these just to rehydrate from the night. And then before every meal, I drink a quart of water just to make sure that I'm actually genuinely hungry. I feel like a lot of times I'm just dehydrated. So yeah, I drink a ton of water, and I feel like it's just benefited my skin so much, helped me really get to the point where intuitive eating is easier because I'm like really hydrated and I can kind of sense out false hunger now at this point. But I feel like drinking a lot of water is just super good for you in general. So I don't add lemon or anything to my water anymore. I don't know why, I just don't. So yeah, I drink a ton of water, probably a gallon, over a gallon a day. Definitely at least probably 5 quarts a day. Drink your water. I'm out here in the shed because I'm making cookies. I really wanted to try and make some healthy cookies with that einkorn wheat. Oh, there's a hair on here. And I tasted the batter of these and they're so good. They're not oil free, but I only use like 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. But I tasted the batter before I put them in and they're so good. I just cooked, so they need to cool, and then these ones I'm gonna put in the convection oven. So yeah, I'm gonna have one of these with some soy milk once they cool down, but then I'm gonna make a smoothie. Just because it's so freaking hot out, you guys. Like, I typically don't have smoothies in the morning anymore, and I find that I actually feel like they make me more full when I already have like broccoli and tofu and rice in my stomach. Obviously this is not very good food combining, but I feel like the smoothies fill me up a lot longer. Whereas if I have a smoothie on a totally empty stomach, I feel like it just goes right through me and makes me so ravenous. So yeah, I'm gonna have one of these cookies and then I'm gonna make a smoothie. I just have a little bit of leftover fruit I want to use up, so I have like some frozen pineapple and frozen cherries, and I'm gonna put some banana in there. Derek's gonna give us an official taste test. It's been a while.
It has.
Pick your favorite looking one.
Give it like a solid 9.
A solid 9?
Yeah.
Like you're not joking?
Yeah, they're really good.
Dewey, did you hear that? A 9. A 9. Alright, for dinner tonight, I have a bunch of bok choy that I need to use up, so I'm gonna cut it in half and just saute it in a little bit of tamari and garlic powder. And then I'm just gonna eat the rest of the rice that we have with, oh, I have to show you. So I'm gonna use the rest of the rice and a little bit more of the tahini sauce that I made. And I have these sesame leaves. So these are just, I don't know if they're from the sesame seed plant, but I got these at the Oriental market. And I first heard about them from Mommy Tang because when we went to her house a few years ago, she gave me seeds, and she said that they just will take the rice and like wrap it up in these sesame leaves. I've never seen them before, and my plants never grew, but I'm really excited to try these out. I actually got 2 packs of them, so hopefully I like them. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just saute that bok choy, have it on the side, and I might have some more tofu. Tofu's so good. And then just have the rice wrapped up in these sesame leaves with a little bit of that tamari sauce.